All right, everyone. Nice having you on the last part of this particular dashboard. So if you're still here with me, you are very loyal. So thanks for watching. You've learned a lot, and I would want you to actually leave a comment. Let me know what you feel about all of this down from the first down to the last one right now. This is the sixth part of this particular dashboard. So you might want to take a look at how we actually did everything right from the video number 1 down to 5. So if you have not watched all those particular videos before now, please go ahead and do that. And if you have, so yeah, it's very great. So you might want to choose to subscribe, like, and leave a comment, share to your friends and family for them to know that a channel is existing like this to actually teach you how to create your project personally yourself and stuff like that. Happy learning. Let's see in the class. All right, everyone, welcome back. In the previous video, we have added these particular tooltips right here. So we need some other tooltips to be created. So let's see how we can do that. The very first thing I'm going to do is just to come here and insert a new page. So with my new page, I'm going to name it some kind of budget versus revenue tooltip. So here we have this page, and you know what it is? You just have to go right here and make sure you convert this from standard to tooltip. So with the tooltip that we have right here right now, the next thing to do is just to make sure we give it its size. For now, let us just go with 500. Okay, that is not there. Under this particular canvas, where the heck is it? Yeah, still here. So we have to go to custom. And right here, I'm going to use 500 for now. So 500 of 300 here. So let's go with this one. So it's your choice. You can move it to the middle or you can leave it at the top. So I think I prefer it to stay at the top. Okay, let's just use top or middle. Either of it is good. So now that we have gotten this done, the next thing now is to head on to PowerPoint to see how we can just create a very nice template for our next tooltip. All right, here we come. This is the previous tooltip we've created. So right now we need to actually have it duplicated. So we don't need to create everything from the scratch. So we got this slide duplicated. So on this duplicate here, we are just going to make sure we get everything we have right here away. So I'm just going to move everything off. So I'm going to delete everything I have right here. Okay, Control A, deselect this. I'm going to deselect this. Let's take this off. So this is what we have right now, right? So let me select the area of one of my charts. So this area would contain chart and this will be title. So for this one here, we just need to actually add some couple of icons here, So all I would do is just to go here and click on these particular icons. I've shown you a site where you can get icons from. Then just go there and get some icons if you're not using 365 or 2022, version of Microsoft Excel. So all I just need to do here is to get some kind of like others. Let's do this. Let's get this one. So let me do search for analytics. So analytics here, that is good. Then the next thing is just for me to randomly select any of those one that I like. So I'm just gonna say, okay, today's here. So we have our icons. On the previous one, let me go there. On the previous one, we use this for a transaction. I'm just going to copy this one away from here to the one we are creating. So here we go. So all I have to do now is just to make it bigger. So put it right here. And we have to right click to activate our format picture. So for the format picture, I'm going to come here and click on this picture color. Choose this right here. Now I want something white. This is great, right? So I'm gonna need this one here. So make it a bit bigger. So sit here. Align them properly. So we get this one right here. So I'm going to get this one here. So get this one here as well. So all I have to do is just to have proper justification. So I'm going to go to my format picture here. Then here we go. Make sure you align this horizontally. That is great. So we need this same format for all of them. So double click on this format painter, save it to all of this. I think for now, this has just created this one for me. So let's see what is next. So what is next right now is just to make sure we get this to our Power BI. And to do that, you know what you need to do? Just go to File. And from File, you'll scroll down and see Export here. So previously, we have exported as PNG. Click on this particular change file type and come here to PNG. Double click on it. That will open the previous one for you. So this is the previous one we have created ourselves. So we are just going to say, okay, now here is, let us just use budget to tip. So all we need to do is just to click on save. Here, just this one, and that is great. So now we can head back to Power BI rather. So now we need to pick up. So let us close this one here. Go to Canvas background and choose the image, browse here, then pick this one up. So we can't see it yet until we turn this one into 0%. And this is what we have, right? So we just have to go from normal to fit. And this looks kind of great. This is exactly what we want to have. That is nice. So the very first thing we're going to do is to actually insert the kind of chart that we're going to use for this. So if I do my right click, I'm going to add visual. And inside this visual, I'm going to add is going to be this very visual from here. So I'm going to use this particular gauge KPI chart right here. So I'll bring it up and just reduce it a little bit. Yeah, this is what I want to have. Let us open this place up and go to our measure table. So we have to locate where we have budget versus, do we have that? Let me search for it. Okay, we have it here. So it's a simple measure. It's coming up. So here what we just did was to just use the divide function over the total revenue and the budget to get the percentage of it. So we're going to get this one inside our card here right now. So here we have it. So this is what we have when we get this right here. Actually, we don't need this particular aspect of it here. So we have to quickly click here now and start doing the formatting. So for the call out, nice. For the data label, nice, nice, nice. Okay, the title should be turned off. So we don't actually need the title. We have made a provision for a title. Okay, now this is what we have, and it's not really some kind of looking very cool. So we need to actually do some formatting to make this look actually cool. So the budget minimum and the target will be determined by your organization. So now let's come here to where it says gauge axis here. So if you look at it, we can click on this particular FX here and use a measure to determine what this would look like. But that is not what we're going to do right now. So right here on the minimum part, we don't need to put anything right there. So our business now is on the max. So let's say our max, target should be 1.5. That is 150%, right? And the minimum we want to the target we want to get here is actually just 100%. This is what we have. Can you see this? Beautiful. So this is exactly what it is that you need to know how to set up. So you could actually click here to actually set up using measure if you have measure. That is if you have measure. But right now we're just using a static one to actually get this done. This is exactly what you can do. So now that we have gotten this done, the next thing we're going to do now is just to click right here and turn off its background because we have our own white background. We don't want that background. Let's see other settings you could actually do. So the other settings you could do is clicking on the target and see what you can do to the target here. So if I select this now, So here we've changed the target color, so you can choose any color you would like to use for your target. Okay, because it's a target, let me use this for target. I would love to have this color right here for target. So we're going to have a dynamic color that we change based on what is being selected. If the target is higher than the revenue, or if the revenue is higher than the budget, so we want something to happen. So where can we see that? I think we created something like that. If I forget its name, all I could do is just to go back to my main dashboard here to get a reminder. So now we have used something somewhere around here to actually get this done. So where we have the target below, the revenue below the target, we have red. Where we have the revenue above the target, we have this blue color right here. So what did we use here? How can we get to know the format we've used here? So all I need to do right now is just to walk down straight up to where I have my column and click on this FX to remind me the name of the measure. So the name of the measure is conditional formatting 1. So let us take a look at the conditional formatting 1, measure, or the DAX code on the measure. So if I scroll down a little bit, here we should have it. So this is exactly what we have done right here. I believe you remembered. If you had been coming from the inception, you should know where we have this created, and it's very simple and easy. So let's see how we can integrate it on this one. So clicking on this right now, I'm going to click right here. And the next thing I do is just to go to my format and have this formatted. So to add our conditional formatting, just go to this particular colors here. And we have the fill color and we have the target color. For the target color, don't touch it. Instead, go to the fill color and click right here. So in the fill color, what you need to do is just to go in here and go ahead and make a choice of filled value. Then select here and go to the measure you have created, which is conditional formatting. So just scroll down a little bit and here we have it. So now we click on OK. So it has changed this for us. That is good, right? So now we're using the same color for our revenue. Then for the budget, don't worry, you're going to see it. So we have this line for our 100%. It's not really cool again. Can we see if this is the line here? Oh, nicely, that is the line. So we can use this white line to actually demarcate like, okay, we went above our, our target by some certain percentage. Okay, after we have gotten this done, the next thing we need to do right now is to make sure we have, the title above it. So all we have to do is to get a text box here. Inside this text box, all we just have to do is to kind of like say revenue versus budget. So here we go. So I just have to highlight it and leave it color to, let us use white for the color. And we're gonna select bold font. Then we need to increase it from 10 to like 12. Let's see if 13 is going to be cool. Okay, there is not, we can have 14. So I just have to reduce this, right? Then make sure you centralize it. And let's take this one here. So for now, we have some background around it. So we just have to take it off. So this is exactly what it is. So I just have to do this. Okay. There we go. So now this is what we have. So aside this, now we need to add our transaction here. So all we could do is to add a card, just a normal KPI card. Then we go right here to where we have our transaction that led to what revenue we made. So for this, we have to make sure we have this formatted, and all I need to do is to go right to this particular call out here. And for now, I want to use none. That is beautiful. So aside that, we have to change its color. Let us use this color. Then we have background, right? We need to remove it. Click here and have it turned off. So here we go. So I'm going to just make sure I have to go back to this call out here. This is huge. Let us use something like 30 to see. Oh, great. So now we reduce this. Or we bring this on. So the problem we have now is this particular, title below it here. I'm going to turn it off from here. Then let us use this one instead. So bring it up, and I'm going to type in total transaction rather. So this can be manipulated than the other one. So I'm going to have it in the center or in the middle of it. Here we go. We just have to go ahead and click on this one. Then we set this to this level. So here we go. Okay, so I need to go back. So give me some time. Then we go down to call out here. We're using 30. Let's see what 25 will give us. I think this is more greater than that one here. Is good. So all I have to do now is just to copy and have this pasted multiple times. So here this one comes. Then I want this one to overshadow every one of them. So quickly, I'm going to put this one at 20. So this is at 20. Then I'm going to minimize this and go to my, instead of 14, I'm using like 10 will be great. Okay, let us change the content we have inside it now. So instead of we say this, why don't we see our revenue? So here, click on it, and we just have to scroll down to grab the total revenue. So here's our total revenue, and that is better. So copy and have it pasted now. So we just move this one down. So we want to get to our budget. So we click here and we go for our total budget. Total budget is here. So for total budget, we have to make sure we format it nicely. Total budget, click on it and go ahead and do this particular number formatting. Okay, give it some time. As you can see, we have this huge number. So all you have to do is to turn auto to 0 to remove the extra decimal places we have right on total budget. So remember, you have not changed its name from transaction. So this has to be changed from transaction. Go right here to total revenue. So here we just use revenue. So revenue there, and click on this one. We just say total budget. Budget here. That is great. So we just have to make sure we copy and paste it down. So we just move this all the way down right here. So the next thing we do now is to actually get our revenue versus budget. So we have a measure for that here. So revenue, let's see. Instead of budget versus revenue. So this is the percentage here. Let's just do this. Okay, we call it revenue from budget. So this is what it is. Total revenue minus total budget. That was what we did. So you can just take this back. So here we go ahead and grab it, take this off and get this one right here. So we just have to update the title. So it's gonna be revenue versus budget. Yeah, we can just do revenue from budget. So revenue, our revenue is not correct. Let us update it. Okay, guys, this is exactly what we want to achieve, and we have just achieved that. So the next thing now is to head up straight up to like our main, how do I call it? Dashboard. Yeah, sure. So we are here. So what we need to do is just to click here and have our tooltip right on this. So you know the drill. Go to properties and click on this, and let us select this and select the right one here. So let's see what happens when we click on it. So if I click here now, so this is what I have. Okay, so you can see a little error we have right here. That is our target line is not showing because it is on white. But if I click right here, it's gonna show up because it's on white and it's it's actually on top of what? On top of our, revenue, right? So this looks great. Let us go ahead and see how we can update this to a color that will definitely match. So all we have to do, just get it off, is to click on this one here. Then when we click, we go into color. Here we go. Let us select a particular color that will show up well in all of them. So let's go with something like this and see what that will give us when we get back here. So clicking here now. Yeah, this is what it is. So this is exactly what we should do. Now we have just created this. You can see our revenue from budget is low just because the budget is below our, the revenue is below our target. So we couldn't meet up that. And this is exactly what you see. So ladies and gentlemen, you can do better than this. All I just have to show you is just a way out and what you can do to have this done. So if the white you have on the tooltip, I'm talking about this one, let's come back here. If this is not really cool, you can change it. It's all your choice. Just play around with the formatting area here and see what you can do to make this better. You get it? So this is exactly what we need to achieve right here. The last tooltip we need to create is about this particular part right here. So we want to show what are those products contributing to the top sales right here, or the bottom sales that is not doing well. So we have a particular, images for our products. So we're going to say product tooltip here. So here we go. We just know what to do. We convert this. And we go back, we click on canvas background now. Settings right here. From tooltip, we use the custom, and we are making it to be 500 by 300. That is what it is, 300 here. So this is exactly what we have cut in. So the next thing is to head up to our PowerPoint to see how we can create this template. So we are back here again. Let us have this one here duplicated. Duplicate the slide. And this is the next slide. And this is our last time of being here. So quickly, I don't actually need this one. This one here. This one, I am going to actually get it off as well. I don't need this one. So what I need is this one here. Just do this. And I'm going to create this very space right here. Will be okay for me. So this is all we just need to do. Yeah, I think this is okay. So we've just done this. That is it. The adjustment we need to do. Save, export, click here, then double click on this part. The next thing now is for you to actually say product tooltip. Save it. Just this one. All right, we've gotten this. We are heading back here. So here we are. We bring this into here by going to this canvas background. We click on this one. So make sure you select the one you want to use. Do this. It's a normal. Select this one and use the fifth one. So this is exactly what we want. So remember this particular, simple image we downloaded when we started this, So we're going to click on that now. So once we have it clicked on, we can resize it to fit into where we want to get our image right to cover. So resize it. So nice work, right? So all we have to do now is to head up to the URL, click on it, and let us head up to our product here. And we grab the URL for our product. So this is exactly what we have. So can we actually work on this by formatting this? So we'll go to image setting and scaling. We choose the fit here. Oh no, that is not cool. Let's say none. Then when we use none, it's not really right. So we can use normal. So normal is cool, but we have to make sure we put this in the center. And that is beautiful, right? So quickly, we have a white background already. We can remove this white we have for the image. That is good. So after this now, we want to get the product name that is going to be selected, when we hover over any of the any of the chart bars. So what we need to do now is to go ahead and insert a card. So inside this card here, I'm going to bring in my product name. Click on this, go to products, and the product name here. So don't worry, we just have to format it. I just want to put this on like, let's see what 20 gives us. Yeah, 20 is great. So we don't need this category label here. We turn it off. So we make this, and I'm going to put this on white. Put it on white. And for the background, we have to make it disappear. So we just turn off the background itself. We don't need it. So I'm going to bring this one up here. Okay, we have, okay, I think this is cool. We don't need to do any other adjustment, right? So this is what we have, right? The next thing is for me to actually get my card. And inside this card, what I want to get inside the card is my total revenue. Right. Yeah. Total revenue. Do I need to do total revenue here? Yeah, sure. Total revenue. This is what we need. So go to the measure here and scroll down a little bit. And here we go. We have the total revenue right here. So you know the drill. Just make sure it covers this white area. And we don't want to show it in this summary aspect. So we just want to turn that off and use none wherever. So we go here, we use none, display unit, and quickly let us go with 20. This is great. What if I go with 30? What would that give me? Awesome. So we need to turn off the category label, and instead we choose to use the title. That would be great. Click on it, and here we type total revenue. So total revenue here. So with our total revenue, we just have to make sure we centralize it. So go to the middle. So now we have this. So my total revenue, I would love to change its color. Let me use this color here. I want to get a color of my header. I think it should be something like this, but not really this. I can just make sure I look for something that is close to this if I can't remember it. Okay, we have this color here. That is beautiful. Okay, what do we have here actually? Right here, what we need to have is the weekend and weekday. So we just need to actually insert a chart, and the chart will be this particular do not chart right here. So inside the do not chart, we want to go for the legend. So we go for the calendar. For the calendar, we have weekday or weekend here. So we grab it, and from there for the value, we want to bring in our total revenue right in it. Looking forward to seeing where the heck are you? My measure. Yeah, sure. Here we go. So we scroll down to grab it. So here we go. This is what it is. So we have to actually do some formatting to this. What we need to do is just to double click on this one. So week, and we want to do this sales by, I think we have to just even turn this off, because the legend alone will be okay to give us the description we want to see. So I'm going to turn off the title itself. So once I have the title turned off, I'm going to go to the legend now. For the title of the legend, I turn it off, and now I put it at the bottom or the top. Either of it will be cool. So centralize it. Make sure you're the one that says center. Let me use the center top center. So top center would be an ideal. So this is what it is. So weekday, weekend, we don't actually need to say, okay, we want to put a title on it. So go ahead and remove this. If you look at this now, it's not looking some kind of quiet, nice on this, background we have right here right now. So all we have to do is to make sure we work with the formatting to have a nice formatting right for this. So let's go ahead and do that. So the first thing I do is just to click right here, click on this, and I would love to match this to what I have in my dashboard. So to do that now, we come here and grab the colors from here. Let's go to the dashboard. The first color I want to grab is clicking here and grab this color. So I have this color grabbed. This color, we can remember how to get it. So we click on the product tooltip here. So now we want the color to dominate, right? So that means we're going to click on this here, have it here. So that is great. So for this one, click on it and let us use something like this. Now we need something darker, right? So nicely done. So we go for the data label, we go to the value, so we scroll down and we grab the color and have it changed. So something like this would be cool. So what happens to the legend is not really cool, right? So we need to change the way it looks. I'm looking for the text. Here we go. Make the text be bright. And that is nice. Can you see that? So this gives us, under header. All right, I want to actually do a little update. Or should I need? Okay, I think that is okay. We don't need to do anything. So all we have to do is to head up to this part here. Click on this chart. It's a single chart itself. So what we need to do is just to go to properties and we go to tooltip and we click here and we get the product tooltip right here. So ladies and gentlemen, guess what? If I hover over this, let's see what we have. So now we have the product and we just have a weekday on this. Here we go. So here we go. Here we go. So it depends on what you have selected right from here. Let's say we select this particular product group here. What we're going to see will be different from what we've just seen previously. Can you see it now? We have both weekday and weekend, and the product is coming up. It has product layer, images for every single sales. And if I hover over this now, can you see it now? Going back here, sure, we have the same. Yeah, we have this. This is exactly what it is. So irrespective of what you have clicked on here, we are on the bottom. Let us click on the top right here. We should have more revenue generated from this. So what we can do is to hover over it and we see this. So the next thing we're going to do is just to click on this one here and turn on the data label. So here we have it turned on. This is it here. If I click on this, so look at this. So before we do that, we have 4.5 million. And if I hover over it, we have 4,473,241 US dollars. Can you see this, right? So this is beautiful. We have just done something great right here. So go ahead and make sure you do exactly what we have done for you to actually have the same effect we have on our dashboard. And this will actually take you a long way to create a very nice looking dashboard for your boss, for clients, and all of that. Upgrade your skill with this. So let's get into another one. And that is my salesperson detail. So I'm going to have here opened. And just click on it and say sales person details. So here we go. We have salesperson detail right here. Let me just get it off. So now to create for salesperson detail, we have to get a template. We're not using tooltip here. Let's get a template. This is the previous one we have actually used. So I'm going to go ahead and have this duplicated. Just duplicate slide. So on the duplicate one here, I don't need to see this here. So all of this should be good enough. So we remove those ones, have this removed as well. So I am going to make this one a bit smaller to this level. So for this one here, we don't need it. So just have to make sure I get off those one. Then for the header, I'm going to keep the header the way it is, but I'm just going to do this. Get this one, shift it to have the same level. Then I'm going to bring this one down. So this is what we have this time around. So we are very much saturated with this. So let me just get it down a little bit. So now this is what we are going to have. Let me do this, give a space here. So with this, we are covered with what we want to create for a salesperson detail. So all we have to do is just to go to File, Export, this here, PNG, double click on it. So I'm going to say salesperson details. So just this one, we're good to go. So now we can come here, put this on 0%, go right here for browse and go get it. Salesperson detail. Here we go. So now we just ensure fit. This is exactly what we want. So for the very first time, let's see what we're going to do. We are going to use a table, and that is this particular, normal table here. So we have two different types of tables. So we use the normal one here. I am going to just make this one come towards this part. So this is enough. So we have this here. The next thing we're going to do now is to actually bring in our salesperson. And that is going to be the image. So go to salesperson here. Where do we have that? Oh no, dimension for salesperson. Here you go. So we are getting the URL. Oh no, why do we have this? Can we go ahead and take control of this? So let's click on this and click on this. Then we have to go to where it says uncategorize. Let us choose the image URL here. That should convert it to the image for us. Exactly, it works. So this is exactly what we want to have right here. So we have URL here. I don't want to have anything here. We'll just put dots. So this affects the current one we have here. It doesn't affect this one. So just take note of that. So after this now, we have to get in our total transaction. Then the next thing we want to get now is total order. So quantity order, let's grab it. That's quantity sold. Then we get our total revenue. So total revenue. So this is all the information we want to actually gather here. Now let's go to the formatting here and make it look good. So I'm going to click here. Let's put this on something like 18 or 19. Let's go with 19 here. So 19 looks good, but not very good like what I'm expecting. I will use 25. Then 25 is cool. Then let's go for the header. So the header, we can use something like 19 for the header. And this is beautiful. So let us make sure we work with this. I'm going to click on this and put here total transaction. So here is total quantity sold. Here we have total revenue. Then we can come here now and click on this to adjust this. So first of all, let's click on this and move it. To close this gap here, we have to do this. I think we left out one thing. That is the name of our salesperson. So we have to bring it in. That will just be click here and go to the here and salesperson. So we need to move the name from where it is right now, move it and put it at the top between here. That's exactly what it is. So now we are going to some kind of bring this back a little bit. So nicely done. So we don't. I think what I need to do now is just to go to the value area and reduce it to like 23, for example. So 23 will be okay. We don't want to see this scroll. And one thing I wouldn't like to see is this particular grand total here. So we just have to go to total and have it turned off. And this is exactly what it is that we have. Okay, now click here and turn off the background. And for the header, we have to get this same color for the header. How do we go about that? So let's just copy this color from here. We want to have accurate color, so we have to always come here and copy the color code from here. Click here. Okay, here we go. So cancel, and we step back in here. So for the header, let's go ahead and compress this header here. We move to the background, and we change its background to this. So this is what we have. So as you can see, we can now change this one. That is interesting. Can you see this now? So I want to make sure I cover this length here. So what I'm going to do now is just to come here and move things away. Okay. One beautiful thing I would love to do now is just to scroll down. So we have this cell element, we have specific column. So click on specific column here, scroll all the way down and choose the column you want to affect. So this column here, total, I want it to be centralized. So go to the value. So we are not changing its color. Instead, I want to, okay, let me move it to the left-hand corner. Beautiful. So I'm going to do that to every single one of them. So click here, change this. Do this, click here. The quantity, we've done that. We are going to do for total revenue. So we move it here. Excellent. So we have gotten this done, right? What is next right now? So the next thing I love to do is just, I want to make sure they both stand out. Or if I talk about them being stand out, what do I mean by that? Okay, let's say now, if I click here, I will go to my value. Under the value, if I scroll down, so we have text color to be black, alternate text color to be black and white here. So I'm going to leave this one to the normal white that it is. And I'll come here and the background, text font here, this one, I wouldn't make it much white. I'll choose to use this. So if I don't want to use something like this, what I'll do is to return this back to white. And I'll change either of the cell text here to something different. Oh, not too much. Let's go with something like this. So while this one is on normal black, that is great. So now let us look at this. So can you see it now? So it's made this one to be stand out. From this one, it's stand out as well on its own color. So this is what I always love to do. So after we might have done this, the next thing now is to actually make sure we do some conditional formatting here. So our conditional formatting should always represent our main dashboard. Can you see this now? Okay, so let's get back to here. So we go for the conditional formatting. We click on the table itself. So we go to our val, I think that is cell element. Yeah, cell element here. So we have to choose which column we want to format. And that is going to be our total transaction here. So we use bar for the transaction. So we can click on this and we choose what we want to use as bar right here. So let us go with something that will go along with our color here. That is nice. I want something very calm. So if I do this now, you can now see the highest transaction. So we do the same thing to our quantity sold. So we turn this on. Sorry, that was the wrong one. We want the bars. So we want to take it out from that. So let's find any color that will look cool than the one we've just used now. So this is under color we can use here. Quickly choose this one here. And right now we turn this on. So we are going to affect this. And this time around, let's go with this same color we've used previously. That is beautiful. Can you see this now? So this makes our work to look much more elegant. So I can just close this gap here. Nicely done. Okay, can you see this now? So what happens to this particular part? So we need to have some slicers right there. Hope you know that. So the first slicer we want to have is our managers. So what I'm going to do is just to click on the slicer here. So it comes very wide. So we choose this part. So we go to our the product, now salesperson, and we choose the manager. So this is what we receive. So click here to format it and select tile instead. So beautiful. So now we have to make sure we just make it smaller. Something like this will be cool. We do something like this here. All right, so let us do the formatting. What I love to do now is just to say, I don't want to see the header. I have gotten the header removed. So I'm going to go here, do one-time formatting for all of them. Click on it and scroll down a little bit. The background should be turned off. Where the heck is it? Okay, here we go. So we've turned off the background. So one thing we have to do now is this particular color we keep here, we don't need to keep it. So we want to use the same color we have right here, but a bit different. Let's find out how we can get that done. Think, where can we have that changed? I'm thinking, scroll down. Let's go to the value area. Scroll down. Then we can now see the background. Under the value, do that. You see the background. So we click here, and if I choose to see this, this is what I have. So we are going to customize it based on the color we want to have right in it. So remember, we copied this color previously. So this is the color here. Doesn't look so well. I want this exact color, but tweak it a little bit. So we need to get the color. So let's go get it. So here we just need to get this color, just the format shape, and we pick up the color from here. Just pick up this color. So we cancel and we step back in here. So click on this, you know the drill. We have to scroll the way down to where we have the background writing. So we click and have it pasted. Nicely done. So we can do some little adjustment here to actually have something a bit brighter than what we have now. So this is actually okay for me. Okay, let's touch the value we have inside it. I'm gonna put the value on white. So now here, this is cool. I love this. So we have some border around it. We want to take off the border. That will definitely make it look more attractive. Scroll down and you see the border right here. Go ahead and open it. So we turn off the border, both top, bottom, left, and the right one. We turn them off. And as you can see, it looks more catchy than the previous one we've heard. So the next thing I'm going to do is just to click on this one and go ahead and do copy. Then you have to paste it down. So move this down here. When you move this down, so you have to drag it down this way. So right here, what we want to get is the supervisors. Click here. So click on this, and now we select manager, and we use these supervisors here. So those are the supervisors under these managers. So I will definitely do this. I want to have it on the same line. So can you see it now? Beautiful. So now we need to actually, we have turned off the title. I don't know, maybe the header. So we have to create our header ourselves. So what we can do in that respect is for we to actually go to text box here. Inside the text box, I type in here manager filter. So manager filter. So we highlight the content inside it. Then we go here and we look for something like this. We just have to crank it up a little bit by selecting like 14 would be cool. So now we go to the background and turn off its background. So we have to just adjust it and we'll bring it up to this level here. So once we have done that, we don't need to do it again. Just copy and have this one pasted around here. So now this will be a bit longer. Is supervisor filter instead of manager. So just do this. So I'm going to click here now. I'm going to do super. I think it's supervisor. So supervisor filter. So Control A to centralize the content inside it. So push it up a little bit. So once you are satiated, glory, that is everything is there. So now we've gotten this. Okay. What if I decide to change the color to something different? That will definitely look very much more okay. So I just want to do this experiment to see what it is that I can use right here that will give me what I want. Let's go with something like this. Oh, nice. Okay, I'm gonna do Control A, then do this. Okay, do the same thing to this one here. Just select this and select this. This is gonna look cool. All right, so we need to get name for our dashboard, right? So let me paste this one here, and I'm gonna drag this to this level. So we drag it up to this part here. Here I'm gonna say salesperson, full sales person, transactional details. So details here. All right. I would love to just use a bolder font. Okay, instead of a bolder font right now, let's some kind of crank this up to this, and we can push it up a little bit. So if you're having any issue with that, select the edge and use your up arrow. So after that, I'm going to select this particular part here. So I'll look for a bolder font like Area Black would be fine. So just open this up. So select it. This is what you have. So the same thing I've done here now is what I'm going to do to my dashboard. So I'm just going to copy this one away. Come to my dashboard here. Then here is empty. So we just have it, Control V to paste it down. We have it pasted. So instead of we having this here, what we're going to have here is actually sales dashboard. Let's put our sales dashboard here. Sales. Oh, why is that happening? Okay, I can just, let's type this, move this off. Sales dashboard. So now I'm going to insert something now. And let me see, if I do that, let's see what will happen. We'll go to insert here. We need to insert some kind of navigation, right? We call that navigation. We go to these buttons and we select navigation here. So we have page navigation and bookmark navigation. So we're looking for page navigation. So as you can see, this is what we have. We have a dashboard and for, let's bring this to this part. So we have to adjust it until we fit it into this part here. So keep moving it. I want to have it on the edge here. So can you see it now? Beautiful. So if you look at this, it's only picking dashboard and salesperson. That was because they are not tooltip. They are actually the actual size. So because we're going to publish this to the Power BI service, I want to make this one hidden. So I'm going to hide this page here. Right click here. I'm going to hide this page here. Then this one, don't hide it. Right? Don't hide this one. You can leave it open. Okay. Or you can decide to hide this one and unreveal it when you click it from the dashboard. It's your choice. But I don't really like this color I have right here. What if I change this color here? I mean, if I format this, I'm going to format this before I decide to copy it to my next, dashboard, which is the salesperson detail. So make sure you click on it and let's see how can we go about this formatting. So let's just close this and okay, come here to style. So under style at default, this is what we have. So default gives us this state. So the default one is giving us this. Let's go to default. We go into the fill aspect here. So the fill for default is giving us this. So let's say for the default one, we want to select this color. That changes the color. This is not the selected one. So if it is not the selected one, what we want to do, we want to make it some kind of dark, but not as this. Okay, now we have to select it and then select, go down. We have selected the fill, close it. So we need to go for the value we have inside it to show in white. That is done, right? So let's go up a little bit. So we are at the default state. Click here and go to hover. On the hover state, what I want to change the color for the hover. Let's go for this fill. Where is the fill? Okay, we've opened the fill. So the fill color, let's go with this color here. Did we do on hover? Yeah, on selected, that is what we should do, not on hover. Let's do this. Press selected. Yeah, we do it for selected. So selected here, we do this. So this is the selected one now. So if it is selected, the text should actually be black. Let's choose black text for it. So on hover that we've chose, we don't want that. On hover, we don't want to choose that color. Let's hover be more of black. That means we have to step down a little bit to here. When it's hover, it's gonna be on more black. Then you can see here on hover for the one that is not selected here. So on hover, it gives you more black. And this is exactly what it is. So this is what you can do. Click on this one now. Copy. And let's go here. So you can Ctrl V to paste it down. Here you can see. So remember, before you can follow the link, if you're not on Power BI service, you have to hold your Control key. And this is the one we want to go into. When we click on it now, let's see where it's going to land us into. So we landed here, and that is beautiful. I'm going to just do Shift twice. Okay. So this is exactly what it is. We have just come to the conclusion of the whole dashboard, and it looks some kind of very, very, awesome. This is exactly what you had been waiting for. If you have followed me up to this extent, I want to tell you thank you very much. I really appreciate. If you have not subscribed, please you just need to actually leave a comment, some kind of review this, so give us some stars, and let's keep doing this for you guys. So I'm going to be bringing more content onto this platform for you to actually learn about Power BI, and it's going to be some kind of great, every single time I learn something new, I love to practicalize it. And every single time I share experience from my clients, I love to actually create something that is related to that. Even though if I cannot use my client data to do that for you, I'll demonstrate the experience I've shared from the main world experience, like real life data with you guys. Happy learning.